going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. Let's watch some court. What do I have this evening? What do I have? Oh, I've got a Judge Simpson exam. Yay! This is our favorite wannabe soft sit as of late. This is Mr. Buckner. He generally introduces himself as the family of Buckner. Then I think he's one of the weirdos that say Grand Rising. I don't even remember. He kind of went away from the soft sit stuff for the last couple of hearings, but he did start as one. Yeah, he's not really one anymore. He's got attorneys now. It doesn't. Yeah. Anyways, this happened this afternoon, like right at around lunchtime. He left this court and went right to Judge Washington's court. Now, I was working on this video for tonight when the Judge Washington hearing happened. I do have it, thanks to some friends who sent it to me. I'm not going to put that out till tomorrow. This is his first exam. Yeah, he just was court hopping today more than I do. So, but this is a good one. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, you know what? Let's just play it. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Versus Lawrence Buckner.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, man. Please, Honorable Court, Kareem Johnson, on behalf of Mr. Buckner, approaching and seated to my right.
State your name, sir. Thank you. All right. Date and time set for preliminary examination. You may proceed.
That's correct, Your Honor. The people are ready to proceed to the intended on calling one witness, and the people call their first witness.
You may.
We would call Amy Hudson to the stand.
See you on the phone again. See you on his phone or no? Because you did that at the. Pardon? Counsel approach, please.
I forgot to fast forward this. No, I did. I just didn't edit it out. Apparently, Mr. Buckner was trying to record his own hearing. Someone just let him know it's on YouTube. He doesn't need to bring a phone to court. He'll probably get better video and audio if he goes to YouTube. Just saying. Buckner for the win.
Yeah, have her sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
That's the rumor. That is the rumor. We're still working out details on how it's going to work out. So hopefully it does. Yeah, but we're working on it. We're going to make it happen.
See, state, spell your first and last name for the record.
My name is Amy. It's A-M-E-E. My last name is Hudson. H-U-A-S-O.
All right, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just one other matter. My officer in charge, Deputy Von Heath, is present in the courtroom. He's the only other witness I have present. I don't intend to call him, but he is present.
All right, very good.
Miss Hudson, directing your attention back to the date of April the 1st of this year, 2025, were you in this courthouse testifying in a preliminary examination on a different matter?
Yes.
Okay. And was that in this very courtroom C?
Yes.
Okay. And who was the judge at the time? Judge Washington? Okay. And was the defendant in that case, based on your understanding, Ms. Hudson, Mr. Buckner?
Yes.
Is he present in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you identify an article of clothing that he's wearing?
He's wearing a black.
Okay. Your Honor, may the record reflect in-court identification of the defendant?
Without objection, record shows so reflect.
just, and I don't want to get into the facts of that case, but you were some sort of witness in that criminal case. Was that a criminal case?
Yes.
Okay, and you were a witness in it?
Yes.
Okay. And had you testified before Judge Washington in that matter on the date of April 1st, 2025?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, were you done testifying?
Yes.
Okay. After you were done testifying, what did you do?
I went and sat back down while they called up the next witness.
Okay. Where did you sit down?
I sat about where I was sitting when I stood up today, maybe one row up.
Okay, so we're making a transcription of this, so I'm going to have to
So
be.
it's on the right-hand side, probably the third row back.
You're pointing in the courtroom, so you remained in the courtroom?
Yes, I remained.
Okay, so you sat down in what we would call the gallery of the courtroom on from where you are sitting in the witness stand on the right-hand side, and you said about the third row back.
Third row back.
Okay. And you did that while another witness was testifying. Okay. And at some point in time, did that witness stop testifying?
Yes.
Okay. What happened after that witness stopped testifying?
The judge asked for some more information and then she called for a break.
Okay. The judge stood up to take a break? Okay. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I haven't had a drink since the Team Skeptic stream when I got absolutely annihilated and it ruined my weekend. So yeah, I don't know. We'll yeah, probably. I'm gonna say probably. I don't know. We'll see.
It's okay. And what happened when the judge stood up to take a break?
When they called the court for recess, he was on the left-hand side.
Who is he?
Mr. Buckner was on the left-hand side. He stood up. He was around two people that had already started to be in the row.
I'm going to just stop you right there. So you've said the left-hand side. That would be the left-hand side of the courtroom from where you are seated in the witness stand today.
Yes.
Okay. That would be the side that the defendants normally sit at?
Yes.
Okay. Where was the defendant seated?
He was in the first row back.
In the gallery?
In the gallery.
Okay, so he was not seated at counsel table?
No.
Okay. So the judge got off the bench and exited the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the judge, she did not exit the courtroom right away. She stood up as they were calling. There was two people up front talking to her.
I was hungover for I don't know. I was hungover Sunday because it was a Saturday night stream. I was hungover on Sunday. I still felt drunk on Monday. I didn't feel hungover, but I still felt drunk. I didn't drive anywhere just to be safe. I drank half a bottle of bourbon. Just to put that in perspective for someone who doesn't drink that much, and when I do, it's beer. It's not bourbon. Ah, man, it was a crazy night. You should go watch that stream if you don't believe me. Yeah. Anyways, this case. So they keep referencing the Judge Washington exam. So Buckner has multiple cases going on right now. He had an exam in front of Judge Washington that was dismissed. I don't really know why. They kind of talk about it a little bit, but that was dismissed. Apparently, what this witness is saying is during the course of this exam, Buckner walked up to her and said, "I'm going to get you. You're lying. You're not safe." Something like that. That's what this is. There's a tampering with a witness charge against him right now. So this is the witness that was threatened by Buckner allegedly. But we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it.
And then when she got done speaking to them, that's when they called the recess. And he stood up.
He being the defendant?
The defendant, yeah. Went towards the middle. There was two people already going to go to exit. He waited until the sound went out.
Okay, when you say how do you know he waited until the sound went out?
Because he turned around and he looked. He stopped.
Objection, speculation.
I'm gonna overrule the objection. I'm gonna let her.
He stopped. He looked back. The minute the
Hold on. Look back at
at
where?
the screen, he looked back at the screen to make sure the judge, to make sure that the judge.
I'm gonna just,
Okay.
I'll stop you there. We're gonna unpack this a little bit. And Judge, I understand the court's
Okay.
concern. So you observed the defendant. You said he stopped. Where did he physically stop?
In the middle.
In the middle aisle?
In the middle of the
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was he in the middle of the aisle, close to what we would call the bar or close to the back door of the court?
He was in the middle, like closer towards this side of
Your motion, the right side.
the right side.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm asking you, distance wise, was he in this area or was he in the back part of
No, he was closer towards the
front? Okay. You are still, fair to say, you are still seated in the third
I'm
row
still seated.
on the right, your right side of the courtroom.
Yes.
Okay. When the defendant stopped, is he looking at you or is he looking somewhere else?
When he first stopped, he was looking like straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
And then he
And
turned
Straight ahead toward.
Yeah,
towards the exit door.
towards the exit door.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when he stopped, he turned around and he looked.
And in what direction, when he turns around and looks, in what direction is he looking?
He's looking to see if the judge is.
I'm not, and so that's, I'm not asking you. You can testify to things that you see, things that you hear, things that you witness. You can't testify to what someone else is thinking.
Right.
Okay,
No, he
so,
turned in the direction as to where the judge stand is.
okay, so just so we're clear, the defendant was looking towards the back doors of the courtroom. He then turned around and is looking in the direction of where the bench and the TVs are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the bench and the TVs are.
At some point, does he then turn back around to look towards the back door?
Yes, he does.
When did he do that?
The minute the screen started making that sound.
Like a whoosh, white noise sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like
And
it's no longer.
And I will direct your attention right.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll direct your attention right now. There are screens on in this courtroom. You
Yes.
see those?
Yes.
And they're depicting the court and yourself in the witness stand. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did the screens look like that when the
No.
okay. What did they look like if
They
you look?
were like, as if cable went out, they were, there was nothing there. It said private.
Okay, it said private.
There's a black screen with private written in white.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
At that point, once the screens changed from showing the video of the courtroom to this private, what did the defendant do?
He walked on to the right-hand side, stopped to where I was sitting and made verbal threats.
Okay, he said something to you?
Yes,
What did he say to you?
he called me.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yes,
Hold on a moment. You mentioned something and I just need to clarify this. You said that there was static.
yes, sir.
What was that you're talking about?
There was no more pictures showing. It was just a like when you call up the lawyers to speak to you,
Mm-hmm.
the screen makes a noise. It makes it makes a noise. I don't know how to describe it. It's not it's not a silent noise. It makes a noise to where it's not recording anymore. Do you want me to sit down so you can turn it off?
No,
Okay.
pretty much here every day. I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about. You're saying it made a noise.
Yes, the screen went blank, and it's not like it's crushing out a noise, like there's a noise
Coming out of the speakers.
Yes, coming out of the speakers.
Was it a constant noise?
It started, and then I'll be honest, I don't know if it was coming on.
Gotcha. Okay, just what I was thinking.
That's fine.
When you said Judge Washington was talking to two people, was she talking to two people in front of the bench or two
Yes.
people behind the bench?
No, 2 people in front.
So she was speaking to two people in front of the bench.
This is the only witness. No, I think this is the only witness. I feel like they talk about bringing up the officer, but no, I think this is the only witness. I'm trying to remember now. I don't remember. So I'm just going to pretend I didn't try to answer that question. Anyways, while I'm paused, Vic, thank you so much for the super chat. And don't worry, you were here. So that was at 8:05. I'm 10 minutes late to bring this up. I'm sorry. But you were barely late. I don't even think I was finished with my intro yet at 8:05. But I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much, Vic. You are awesome.
All right. At the point at which she's doing that, can you hear that conversation?
No,
Okay, at the point at which she's doing that, do you hear anything in the courtroom?
no. I mean, I can hear people talk, but not up front. I mean, just what, people may be saying as they're sitting on the gallery.
Right, but do you hear anything else?
No,
Okay. And she had that conversation and turned around and left.
yes, yep, they call.
At the point that happened, what was on the screen?
Before, when she got done speaking to them,
Not as she's talking to them. What's on the screen?
there's nothing on the screen.
All
And
right.
then she got done speaking, and the video came back up before they called recess.
And when you say the video came back up, the video like it is right now?
Yes, and
Okay.
it just showed her on the bench. There was no one on the stand.
Okay, go ahead. So at some point, as we've discussed, the defendant then turns and is walking, now facing back towards the back door,
Yes.
which would also be in the direction that you are in relation to the defendant.
I think he's just recapping what she's saying, so I'll overrule it. Go ahead.
Yes,
Okay. And you had previously said the defendant said something to you.
yes.
Okay. What did he say to you?
He called me a lying bitch and told me that that he was gonna get even, he was gonna get me. That was the last thing he did. He was gonna get me.
Did you say anything in response to that?
No,
How did that statement by the defendant make you feel?
correct?
After he made that statement to you, where did the defendant go?
He turned around, looked back one more
And
time.
I'm going to stop you there just so we're clear. So at the time he's talking to you, is the defendant looking towards the back of the courtroom or the front of the courtroom?
He's looking he's looking at me.
Right.
At the exit.
Okay, so he's facing away from where the judge would sit.
Yes,
Okay. After he makes that statement, you said he turns around.
yes.
Okay. When he turns around, in what direction is he now facing?
He's facing back towards the front where the judge would be sitting for
Okay.
this area.
At the time he turns around, is the judge on the bench?
No,
Okay. If you recall, at the time he turns around, who would be on, and I'm motioning on the other side of the bar, who were there attorneys or people present?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
his lawyer was still on the left-hand side. You guys were still on the right-hand side.
You guys being someone from the prosecutor's office? Okay.
Yes, and there was one officer also on the right-hand side.
I don't know what just happened to the audio. That was a little weird. Just paused and it got really loud. Okay. KCC. Hi. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Raiders. Thank you.
And there was one officer sitting out in the gallery, like 2 up from me.
Okay. So the defendant makes a statement to you. He turns around and he's now facing back in the direction of where the judge would sit. And what happens next?
The minute he saw that his lawyer was coming out, he turned around and took out the exit door.
Okay.
So again, speculation of what my client saw.
Okay. I would agree. So his lawyer, what you saw, ma'am, was his lawyer starting to leave and then he left.
Yeah. The minute
That's what you, no, that's what you saw.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think that corrects it. That's what. Go ahead.
And did you remain seated in the gallery of the courtroom or did you exit the courtroom at that point?
I remained seated.
Okay. And at some point after this fact, did you bring what had happened to someone else's attention?
Yes.
And who was that?
It was one of the police officers.
One of the police officers present in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay. After you made contact with the police officer, did you have any further interactions with the defendant, Mr. Buckner? Okay. Certainly not in the courtroom.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay. Anything in the hallway of the courthouse?
No.
Okay.
No.
Mayor, one moment, Your Honor.
While you do that, ma'am, you said you were seated in the third row. How far in on that third row were you?
Right there where the gentleman is with the black sweatshirt.
So you were seated on the end
Yes.
toward the aisle.
Yes.
Okay.
I have no further questions, Judge. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Okay, ma'am. So you were here to testify, and if you remember, was that in case number 25 FB 1106, if you know?
I have no idea.
Did you get a subpoena to come to court and testify in that case? In that case.
I did not get a subpoena.
Okay.
They asked me to come and testify.
Now, it's my understanding that you're indicating that you are
Picking
seated
him up. Picking him up.
in the gallery of the courtroom right here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you said that there's a member of law enforcement 2 rows up, sitting right here, where there's an individual with a sheriff's shirt.
Yes.
And your testimony to Mr. Buckner comes down the hall, the aisleway, stands at that same pew where the law enforcement officer was and issues a threat to you, which would have been within 15 feet of the law enforcement officer.
I never said that. I said he stopped at where I was sitting and said something to me. I never at any time said anything that he stopped where the police officer was sitting at the pew.
So when
He's screaming because he's in the court gallery. He's like, so if you were right here where I'm standing, and then you were talking to someone right here, he's doing a good job. And I'm really happy that we can hear him, like clearly too. Sparkle Boots, thank you so much for the 16 months. That is awesome, Sparkle. Thank you. And we have a new member, Cornhusker Trucker. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, let's keep going.
he stopped, he was at your row.
Yes.
But there was still a law enforcement officer 2 rows up.
Yes.
Was there other law enforcement officers in the courtroom like there are today?
One sitting up in the corner, up here on the right-hand side, where the gentleman is with the glasses.
When any I'm sorry.
Sitting where?
The gentleman with the glasses over here?
Mr. Bird?
Yes. That's where the other.
Oh, on this side. On this side?
On this side.
On the right. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead. Go ahead, counsel.
When this statement was allegedly made, none of the law enforcement officers in the courtroom jumped up and said anything?
No.
Now, you indicated that after you testified, you stayed in the courtroom.
Yes.
Was there a sequestration order that, was there an order that you leave the courtroom after you finished testifying?
No.
Okay, so you heard the testimony after your testimony.
Yes.
Mr. Buckner's lawyer at the time challenged the accusations that you made regarding Mr. Buckner, correct?
In which case?
In the case you were there to testify about.
Okay. Your Honor, I would object to what that other lawyer
did, that would be hearsay.
I'm not asking for
Well,
what,
she's asking, I'll overrule that. I mean, he's not asking what she said. He's just asking what her impression of what he did.
right.
So go ahead.
His lawyer in the case you
Yeah, he is, MB. And I don't know if you remember, but Mr. Buckner tried to have this guy withdraw from his case about 2 months ago. He was fed up. That was in his soft sit days. He was over his attorney. And the attorney actually did file a motion to withdraw that was never addressed. Still no idea how that motion just disappeared. But the attorney said at the beginning of a hearing, Mr. Buckner has asked me to file the motion to withdraw, which I did. Never mentioned it again. I think that was in Judge Washington, I think. But it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, he's just gone. And he just continued to represent him. So I'm guessing the motion was ruled off YouTube, but we never saw it. Now he's doing a great job for him.
were there to testify on was challenging you on the assertions, allegations you made about Mr. Buckner.
For that case?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he was challenging me, he was just questioning me as
Okay.
as you are.
And there was another witness that came up to testify after your testimony, correct?
Yes,
You heard that witness's testimony.
yes,
You were there when the preliminary examination ended, correct?
yes.
That Judge Washington, found that there was no probable cause that Mr. Buckner committed a crime. Correct. Well, Your Honor, the relevance
Hey, what's up, Mark? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well.
is they've charged my client with intimidating.
I'm going to overrule the objection.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Judge Washington found that there was no probable cause to believe that Mr. Buckner committed a crime after you testified, correct?
She also stated that it can be called back up if they get the proof that they need.
Okay, which is fair. All right. So after you made accusations about Mr. Buckner pointing guns at people, correct?
What does that have to do with this case?
Ma'am, I don't.
Answer the question, ma'am.
Yes, I did.
You made accusations that you saw him deliver crack from a great distance away? You didn't make the accusation? Did you make an accusation that you saw him point a gun at somebody?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions, y'all.
Such a good job. Yeah, man. He put so much doubt into the credibility of this witness. And the prosecutor spent the entire time focusing on where she was sitting in relation to anybody else around. The defense attorney just walked up, spent 2 minutes on that by walking into the gallery, and then came up there and just destroyed her credibility. Yeah. Also, nope, that's kind of spoiling it. I'm not going to say it. Let's go.
No redirect, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Ma'am, how long did it take you to report this to somebody?
Within minutes.
Where was Mr. Buckner when you reported this?
He had walked out of the courtroom.
How long after he walked out of the courtroom did you report it?
Within probably 2 minutes, if even that,
To whom?
to the police officer passing by.
Which police officer? Is that officer here today?
Yes,
Okay, and that's who you reported it to?
yes.
That interaction, and if you look back on the right-hand side where the gentleman seated in the black shirt is, you're saying that's where you were sitting.
Yes,
When Mr. Buckner came down the aisle, you'll notice that the back row is basically a handicap accessible row or a non-handicap accessible row. You see that where it extends out?
yes.
How close was Mr. Buckner to you when he's making these comments?
He was past where the gentleman is sitting with the black sweatshirt, and he was in between that row and the woman sitting right behind him. and he leaned back and
he leaned back.
he looked, turned his head back and spoke to me.
So because that's a little bit different than what you told me before. Because you're saying that he was where the gentleman seated in the black
Right.
he was past him toward the door.
No, right, there's right where he's sitting, right there, at that spot, right there. It's like there's a spot, where you, not where you would enter, but where would be if you're standing beside. So closer towards the opening of the back row.
So he's standing closest to the opening of the back row.
Right, but he's beside where the gentleman is with the black section. And that's right.
But he's over on that side of the courtroom?
Yes.
So ma'am, are you telling me he's no longer in the middle aisle?
No, he crossed from the middle aisle to stand closer towards the right-hand side. He's no longer in the middle. He's standing.
No, she is not on trial. This is a charge that was brought up against Mr. Buckner for witness intimidation or witness tampering, for talking to her and intimidating her while she was in the gallery of the courtroom during his last court appearance. So that's what this is. And while I have you up, Debbie, you got a milestone as well. Debbie, thank you so much for the 2 months. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you.
Like, is it you're having a one-on-one private conversation with somebody?
And how loud were these comments you say he was making?
They were not very, other people were walking out of the courtroom. I could hear them, but it's not like he was screaming them. They were normal voices.
Michelle, thank you so much for becoming a new member. I appreciate it. Welcome to the family. That is awesome. I wanted to pause it. I actually paused a little too late. Judge Simpson is summoning his inner Judge Slavin with the camera work today. He stuck his head up right when I paused it, so not a good time. But he's been eyes to forehead only most of the stream. None of your business. 14 months. That is awesome. Just preparing for the next pause. Well, here you go. Thank you, none of your business. I appreciate it.
When you testified in the previous matter, was there a victim's advocate assigned to you?
No spoiling, Twitchy. No spoiling. That does come up here in a minute.
Yes, there was a victim's advocate assigned.
Okay, so after you testified, did you talk to that victim's advocate?
No. They asked me to just go sit into the courtroom.
I want to go back, ma'am.
You're gonna have to be a lot more specific than that. I know a lot of judges that wear bow ties. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question.
Time that you say Mr. Buckner got up. What's on the screen?
Oh, Twitchy, I wasn't calling you out on that. Absolutely, I was not calling you out on that. But I wanted to say that a few times that the video is going to come up. They're going to bring it up towards the end, and yeah, it happens. And I didn't know how to do it without saying anything. But you're the first person, at least that I saw in the chat, the first person I brought up. Can't they just look at the video? Yeah, it's weird they go through the entire hearing before they bring that part up. Judge Fleischer did stop streaming for now. You know what? Remind me after this clip, and I will talk about that for a little bit. I did talk to Judge Fleischer about that because I was getting a lot of just random things from people, like asking me questions or saying he stopped streaming for X, Y, and Z. And I don't like that, especially when I have Judge Fleischer's number. So I just texted him and he called me and we talked about it. So after this clip, I'll address what I can about that situation.
Screens in the courtroom.
The screen was still on to where you could see where the judge was sitting. And then she called for a conference. And then the screen went blank. And then the screen went back up to where you could see where the judge was sitting. And then she called for a recess.
And then what happened to the screen when she called for a recess?
And then the screen went blank. And said, right, it didn't show any pictures, didn't show any people anymore.
Prior to the judge taking recess,
No. I'm not covering that. I have chosen not to cover that trial for a lot of reasons, mainly because I've got friends on both sides and I don't want to upset anybody. I feel like you're either hardcore on one side or hardcore on the other side. So I've listened to a little bit of what happened during the first trial. Since there was a mistrial and they're redoing it, I've watched zero of the new trial. So I'm not saying I'm trying to stay away from it. I am interested in it, but not yeah, you're not going to see that on my channel because I don't want to make anyone mad. And yeah, I think it's a very interesting case. I just think it's hilarious. Not hilarious. Hilarious isn't the right word. But it is polar opposites on people. You either think she did it or she didn't. You either think there was a cover up or there wasn't. There's scandals or there's not. And the sides don't like each other. Like so I was like, you know what? I'm staying out of this. Not touching it.
was it Mr. Buckner's other case that was being heard, the case that you were there for?
That case had been heard, and then honestly, I know that case was heard, there was a witness, but I think he was sitting out in the galley, and I think that they had started to call for another case. Because I don't think that.
Had your case that you were there on, had it concluded at that point?
Yes, because he was sitting out in the galley.
Okay. So then my question is that case had concluded,
Yes.
the judge had made a ruling.
No, she had asked for some more information and they had set it aside for a minute and was gonna call it back up.
And so had they called another case?
Yes.
Was Mr. Buckner's attorney on that case?
No, he was sitting on the left side, where the gentleman is behind the lawyer right now where the glass is.
So he had moved back to the chair.
Yes.
But during Mr. Buckner's case, he was at the table with Mr. Buckner.
Yes.
From that period in time, that case ending until the judge took a recess, approximately how much time was there? Mr. Buckner, you said was in that first row, right?
Yes,
How far into that first row was he?
like right on the end.
So he's right on the end, seated where I guess the young lady in the pink would be.
Yes, hi. I'm sorry.
Sorry to use people as props, but that's where he was sitting?
Yes,
Okay, so he's sitting right behind his attorney.
yes,
Okay. And then at some point he gets up
yes.
and walks back. Were you the only witness that had testified in that previous case?
No, it was me and one police officer,
Okay.
but I was the only.
Where was the police officer that testified?
He was sitting over, on the right-hand side where the gentleman is with the glasses.
Did he testify before or after you?
After me,
He testified after you.
yes.
Was there another witness then?
They stopped because the judge asked for information. So they were pausing it to see if they could collect the information that was needed to proceed with the case.
So just so I'm clear, you were the first witness to testify, right?
Yes,
The next witness was a police officer.
yes,
And all during that time, Mr. Buckner is at the table where approximately where he is right now.
yes,
Then at some point, there's a break. Mr. Buckner leaves the table
yes.
and is seated in basically the first seat in the first row behind defense counsel.
Yes,
Then another case is called,
yes.
right? And was it the attorneys? Was it the attorneys on that next case? Was that who the judge was talking to?
Yes. I don't know if it was it was someone from the state and then someone representing that person. So yes, that's who the judge was talking to.
They were the attorneys on the next case.
Yes,
Okay, and the judge spoke with them.
yes.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Oh man, I think that whenever it loads, I feel like it just does a bad job. It loads halfway through it. Here we go.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
There we go. All right.
As the judge is speaking with them, what do you hear in the courtroom?
The noise coming from the speaker and
What noise?
the whatever that noise is. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
But just so we can't hear what's being said up here at the bottom.
Okay, so you hear that.
Yes,
At the point that you hear that, where is Mr. Buckner?
still seated.
Okay. The judge then leaves that session, gets up to walk out.
Right, but the screens turned back. When they went back towards their tables, the screens went back to where you could see the judge. And then they called recess.
All right. At the point that they call recess, where is Mr. Buckner?
That's when he stands up, goes towards the middle of it, and then there's two people. He goes, and then that's when he stops. There's two people getting out like in the next row.
How many people were behind Mr. Buckner in the gala?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean,
How many people was there a person sitting behind you?
I don't think so.
Was there a person next to you?
No,
Was there a person in front of you? which would have been in the second aisle.
I don't. If there was, I think.
Didn't ask that. Do you know whether or not, okay, do you know whether there was a person 2 aisles up?
Yes. that
Who
the
was-
police officer.
And how far over was the police officer? You're saying where the gentleman that just sat down in the blue tie would be? Mr. Warren
No,
Green, that's your.
further over. He's probably where the other officer is, if not closer towards.
So he's further over toward the wall.
Yes.
Is there anybody else in that row that you recall?
No.
Is there any, so where you are, you're saying there's nobody in your row?
Not that I remember, but not that I remember.
Behind you, you're indicating that there's nobody behind you in that row.
Not that I remember.
In front of you, the row would be directly in front of you. There's nobody in that row that you recall.
Not in front of me, there was someone down.
There was what?
There was someone down closer towards like where the gentleman is with the blue tie. There was 2 people right there.
There were 2 people right there?
Yeah. They weren't towards the edge, they were like in the middle down.
When Mr. Buckner allegedly makes those comments, do they turn around?
I was not paying attention. I just put my head down and just let it happen.
Oh, this is a good time to pause. Wait, hold on. Is he saying council approach?
So I know council approach.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna say this is a good time to pause. I've heard that rumor. I didn't hear him say it. I wasn't watching his stream when he said it, but some people have said it. Good. Hopefully it's a finished basement. I would love that. He doesn't know I'm moving with him, but I am. All right, let's catch up on these. Where are we? Peter, thank you so much for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Peter. That is awesome. Kat in Virginia for the super sticker. Thank you so much, Kat in Virginia. I appreciate it. Phil with the gifted membership. Thank you, Phil, and welcome to the new member. Phil, you are awesome. And Nunya Business with 10 gifted memberships. That is very generous of you, Nunya. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 10 new members. That is awesome. All right. Yeah, let's go. Let's finish this up. I think we're almost done here.
This is too much. There was a.
Yeah, this is a short bench conference, and they're gonna split. Judge Simpson's gonna take a little recess and go watch the video. That's what they're discussing. He's gonna say it, and then he's gonna walk off the bench, and then they're gonna come back, and it's gonna be about a minute left. So that's what's happening right now. I guess I didn't have to pause it. I could have just thanked everyone while this was running. Yeah, this is me checking how long the wait is. It's like, oh, it's only for another minute.
All right, let's go get that. So what I'm gonna do in this case is, and I talked with council, I'm gonna take a brief break, get some information, get it to council, and then continue the hearing after that.
May this witness be excused, or is the court obviously appropriate if the court wants to inquire based on reviewing the video?
Yeah, I don't want this witness excused at this point, because I may have questions, and the video also may give rise to questions from Mr. Johnson. All right, so we'll pause in this case. You may step down, man, and I'll call you back up. And court's going to take a brief recess. And I know people want to talk to me, but court's going to take. Yeah, but court take a brief recess.
All rise.
State of Michigan.
I love it when Judge Simpson says the court's going to take a brief recess. That was 45 minutes. Just so you know, Now he did make it known that people want to talk to him, so I'm guessing he had a couple chamber conferences, which is why it took so long. I'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, and it's 30 minutes later when he comes back out. He has my amazing time guessing skills is what he has.
Versus Lawrence Buckner.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Kareem Johnson, on behalf of Mr. Buckner.
All right. We had finished that witness. Do people have a motion?
And I guess just for clarification, I don't think we technically finished the witness.
That's true.
So if the court is satisfied, I have no further questions for that witness.
Okay.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Very good.
We'll have no further witnesses. The people will rest.
All right. Any witnesses for the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, at this time, the people would move to bind the defendant over as charged under one count of witness intimidation based on the testimony of our one witness. Obviously, the court has provided both myself and Mr. Johnson copies of the video. Because our county issued laptops don't have CD discs, wasn't able to watch it myself, but I know the court has watched it, and I trust the court's judgment in reviewing and will respect the court's decision in that. And so, thank you.
All right. Stretch.
Your Honor, for the testimony, reasons stated on the record through cross-examination, and the video that I asked to be admitted as defense exhibit A. I'd ask the court to not bind this matter over.
All right. The court will admit without an exhibit A. In this matter, the court was very specific in questioning Ms. Hudson with regard to where she was at particular times and the like, to try to get a sense and feeling as to where Mr. Buckner would have been at any given time. The long and short of it is, when I review the video, it is clear Mr. Buckner is not seated in the first seat. He's actually seated in the second row back. And he's sitting there. We can pick up Mr. Buckner, and I'm looking at it. When I time what portions of the video, well, let me make this clear. There are points at which, when the court goes in recess, there is no video. So in looking at it, the best the court can as to the timing of when the events would have occurred, it is clear we see Mr. Buckner in the courtroom at a particular point. No doubt. He's in that second row, sitting there. He's second row, basically second seat in. At the point at which Ms. Hudson indicates that this occurred, Mr. Buckner is not in the courtroom. And that doesn't mean that it may not have occurred at another point. However, the testimony that I have in this case, it couldn't have happened. Mr. Buckner would not have been in the courtroom at that point in time. So with that finding, in the court having reviewed that, the court's going to find that there's no probable cause to bind this defendant over on this charge. These charges are dismissed. Thank you.
All right. Couple things. One, Judge Simpson used his words very carefully there when he said it might have happened. It just didn't happen when she said it did. Now, I think he said that so perjury charges don't come up, which would be interesting for them to do that. The whole reason they're there is because of what he said to her in the courtroom. They looked at the tape and like, yeah, your testimony doesn't match what's on the video, so dismissed. And then it's it. But I also want you guys to notice something else. Mr. Buckner is always in a wheelchair when he's in custody. Always in a wheelchair. And I kept the next minute in this because I want you to see how he walks. Now, mind you, he's really excited right now. His case just got dismissed. But how do you go from a wheelchair in custody a week ago to dancing around the courtroom? No idea.
You don't want to take it? Keep it?
No, sir.
Yes. Go over. It'll be entered in the system. We'll call over and make sure that just get over to community corrections.
I got to go to the other courthouse, and I got to be there too, so I can just walk across the street.
To do what?
Tether off.
Yeah, you can go over to community corrections. All right. If they give you a problem, tell them to call over to my court, and we'll let them know. All right. Thank you. for Mills.
All right. That's mean. I brought that up because I was like, oh, what is Uncle Dan saying? And then I was reading it as I clicked it. Yeah. All right. That's it. That's it for Buckner. He was in Judge Washington's courtroom. I don't know, about an hour after. No, it was longer than that. Maybe 2 hours after this. I did get that video thanks to Zach, who's in the chat. Zach sent me that video. I was currently working on my live for tonight when that went live, and I completely missed it. But thanks to Zach, I do have it. I will be playing that tomorrow, so you can look forward to his case in Judge Washington's courtroom tomorrow. Anyways, you guys asked me about Judge Fleischer. He did stop streaming for now. He's trying to figure out another way to stream where people can't take the content. People are making videos and making fun of prosecutors and defense attorneys, and they don't like it. They don't like being made fun of. And so in Judge Fleischer, he hears about it, right? He hears about it. There's not. I don't think he's in trouble at all. He's just kind of done with it for now, and he's trying to figure out a better way to do it. And that's it. So he's just taking a break for now, while he kind of reassembles how he's going to go forward with streaming, because he wants to stream. He wants to stream. He loves streaming and he loves educating people. But at the end of the day, he doesn't want the court to turn into a circus where, attorneys are getting thrown under the bus for not doing anything. He brought up a couple examples. I don't know the videos he's talking about. Since Judge Fleischer stopped doing YouTube, I really haven't been watching him too much. But yeah. But I did reach out to him just because it was brought to my attention that he stopped streaming, and I didn't want to just go with the rumors I was hearing. So I reached out to him, and he called me, and we had a nice conversation. So yeah, that's it. That's it with Judge Fleischer. Like I said, he wants to come back. He's going back to the drawing board to figure out how he can stream and just be educational and have fun with it. And 500 people don't make videos of the people in court making fun of him, because that's when things go bad. And at the end of the day, that's what happened to Judge Fleischer's courtroom, is too many people making fun of him. Not Judge per se, but the people in his courtroom. Yeah, that's it. That's it for him. That's the news. I just like I said, it was just there were people reaching out to me and telling me, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's like I don't know if that's true, so I figured it out. Anyways, let's move on. This is not the end of the night. I still have a couple more clips. We are moving to Magistrate Braley's courtroom. We're staying in the same area. We're going from, 14A to 14B. So I've got two cases in front of Magistrate Braley. Both of them are good. But, well, you know what? No buts. Let's just move on. I'm caught up on all the super chats. Let's go.
Now calling.
Oh, and I do want to make it clear. It's not like comments. It's not people like me covering their court and giving our opinions. It's the videos that are putting. It's kind of like what Judge Bryant was mad about, when the person put like devil horns and fire behind her. That really upset her. So it's those kind of videos. Those kind of videos are what is upsetting people, not just what we're doing and just sharing the courtroom experience and just giving our opinions. That's not it at all. So just making sure everyone's aware that it's not what I'm doing and what the people that I call the community are doing. It's the channels that are purely doing this for clicks and views, and that is absolutely it. Those are the channels that are getting everybody in trouble. Okay, now let's go.
25W000560. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Jennifer Bachmann. Okay, you need to unmute, please.
This is Jennifer. I actually am letting my dog out right now. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
He had to go potty, so we can't not have potties in the house.
Well, that's,
Okay. Yeah. He's a puppy, so he
Okay.
can't hold his anyways. Go on, Winston. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but we couldn't wait.
that's fine. Okay, so we are here today for an arraignment.
Yeah,
So-
dog at large, which is a puppy at large.
Okay. So what I am going to do is
Yeah.
explain the charge against you, make sure that you understand and understand the potential penalty, and we will go from there. So this was a citation from April 11th of 2025 that charges that on or about that date at 100 Russell Court at or near 104 Russell Court, you had a dog at large, not under your control. There's a note that says that your dog named Winston was off leash and not under control, and deputies had to help bring him back to your residence. So,
Okay, Your
this
Honor,
just stop. Okay, so the purpose of the hearing today is to inform you of the charge against you and to make sure that you understand the potential penalty. So I've informed you of the charge. Do you understand the charge?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And
the potential penalty,
it's a bunch
and
of
ma'am,
buckwass.
okay. The potential penalty here, because this is a misdemeanor, is a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail, a $500 fine plus court costs, or both. Do you understand the potential penalty?
I do. Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Now,
Yep.
because this is a misdemeanor charge, you have the right to remain silent because anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is before, during, and after trial. You are not required to disclose citizenship status to the court, but you do have the right to consult with an attorney to see if this case would have any effect on your citizenship status. If that last part doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. Do you have any questions about your rights?
No.
Okay. And I do have people here from the public defender's office who can represent you at least for the purposes of this arraignment.
I would appreciate.
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor. A dog at large ticket is a misdemeanor. That's a safety ticket, right? And it's not, there's no scale. Her puppy got out, so this lady is like, it's a puppy, like there's no harm, but at the same time, you have to. There's no scale, so it's a dog at large ticket. But the reason why this is in here and why I think this is funny is notice she's not walking her dog, doesn't appear to be on a leash, and she said, "I just let my dog out." Hopefully, she has a fenced-in yard because she's in court for a dog at large ticket, and it kind of seems that she just let her dog run out. Just saying. That's why I put this in here. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that.
Appreciate that very much.
Okay. Thank
Because
you.
this is
Ms. Bachmann,
a bunch.
Ms. Bachmann, please don't make any
Yeah.
further statements. First Assistant Public Defender Kalina Anderson with and on behalf of Ms. Bachmann. Your Honor, we'd request a personal bond. We'd stand mute. And ma'am, does your phone number end in 2538?
Yes.
Okay, please don't make any further statements on the record. We'll call you after the docket.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like you might be a little behind, but you're gonna get to my comment. It's the exact same Buckner. I've been covering him since day one. He was in Judge Simpson's courtroom, and then a couple hours later, he was in Judge Washington's courtroom. I will be covering the Judge Washington case, the one that Mike just covered. I will be covering that tomorrow, so you can look forward to that. But I was already working on my Simpson case when the Judge Washington case happened, so I couldn't do both.
So at this time, the court will set a pretrial conference date that will be June 24th, 2025. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom in front of me. And by that point, ma'am, you should have had a chance to speak with the public defender's office. The township prosecutor will be there that date, and we'll go from there. So Attorney Anderson
Thank
was
you.
there. You're welcome.
I
The court is
appreciate that.
setting- The court
And
is
Your Honor,
setting
just
a-
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Your Honor.
The court is setting a personal recognizance bond in this matter, so you are not required to post anything, Ms. Bachmann. Basically, you are promising to appear for that next court date. If you fail to appear, a bench warrant may issue for your arrest.
So I'm sorry. I'm very confused. So because my puppy
Ma'am, please
broke-
don't make any statements about what happened. We will call you and
Yeah, they pushed that case out till June, I think. That's the exam that I covered on Friday, the really long one. They pushed it out, so that didn't. They were only in court for a minute today. They had to push it out because they are bringing in a computer expert, I think is what they said. So we're not going to see them for a few weeks.
speak with you after the docket. You're in open court and on YouTube. Please don't make any statements.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Attorney Anderson, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure that hearing date was set before Judge Washington.
It's in front of me.
Okay.
So it's a pretrial date. If we need another date in front of the judge at that point, then we can do that. But the first one
Okay.
can be in front of me.
Okay,
So
thank you.
I'm going to get a phone call from the public defender after this hearing is over.
We'll still be here, but once we're done with the docket, yes, we'll give you a call.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Now calling case number 25T00168. This is Ypsilanti Township versus Jajuan Dalton. Also calling 25W000710. That is also Ypsilanti Township versus Jajuan Dalton. So, Mr. Dalton, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
No, I just paused about a minute beforehand. I didn't want to pause it again. I'm still here. Just like I didn't have anything else to say. I already made my comments about the video. So I was saving you a pause, and then you had to go ahead and bring a pause out of me.
I'm going to send you a prompt. There we go.
Jajuan Dalton?
Okay, thank you very much. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in the matter ending in 168. So both of these, the case number ending in 168 and the citation ending in 710 stem from the same citation that was issued May 2nd, 2025. And it charges that on or about that date, you operated a motor vehicle on South Huron Street at or near Morgan Road. You had an expired plate. That is a civil infraction. There's no criminal penalty associated with that, no jail time, no probation. However, it also says you were charged with operating without security, no insurance. So that is a misdemeanor. It has a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail, a minimum fine of $200, a maximum fine of $500, plus court costs, or both the jail time and the fine. So, do you understand what you are being charged with?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and do you understand the potential penalty?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. So, in regards to the misdemeanor charge, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have
Sparkle Boots, thank you. There's a mod pizza party. I want to come. Can I come? I didn't get invited either, Sparkle Boots, so don't worry. That sounds awesome.
the right to a trial by judge or by jury. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is before, during, and after trial. You are not required to disclose citizenship status to the court, but you do have the right to consult with an attorney to see if this case would have any effect on your citizenship status. If that last part doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. So, Do you have any questions about your rights?
No.
Okay. So, and as stated before, we do have people here from the Public Defender's Office. So, Attorney Anderson.
First Assistant Public Defender Kalina Anderson, within on behalf of Mr. Dalton, we stand mute and request a personal bond. And Mr. Dalton, does your phone number end in 0408?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So,
I have to say a few things, if I may, Your Honor.
Attorney Anderson.
Mr. Dalton, I would ask that you not address the case if it has anything to do with the next court date or any reasons why you can't appear for the next court date. You can address that.
I don't want a next court date. Here's what I'm going to say. All of the information on the car isn't registered to me. I didn't know until that day. It's actually my roommate's car. So I have no way of getting that information paid or fixed.
Okay.
Because nothing is in my name.
Okay. Mr. Dalton. I can appreciate that you don't want another court date. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you what you're being charged with and what the potential penalties are. As the magistrate in this kind of case, I can't do much with this.
So I have to pay, and my roommate still gets to drive his car without a plate and license and registration. But I just want to let you know, when I got pulled over, the same day I returned home, he said, yeah, I got pulled over a week ago and I just didn't decide to tell you.
Okay.
And then 2 days later, he got into an accident and didn't call the police.
Okay. Mr. Dalton.
Do you see why I'm frustrated?
I hear you. And
because
yes,
I'm being charged for something that it's not my name.
Okay.
My name's not, I have no way of paying it because it's not under my name.
Mr. Dalton. Okay. So I hear you. You need to have a conversation with the Public Defender's Office.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. He's in trouble. Like that's not an excuse. Now, I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not spoiling this, and he already said this. But if not, he's going to say it here in a second. One of the things he's charged with is the car didn't have a license plate. No plates on the car. How do you miss that? If I'm borrowing someone's car, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna ask if their car's insured. Like that's not something. Is it registered? Is it insured? That's not. You don't ask your friend that. You just assume it is. But if there is no plate on the car, why are you taking it? Just say it.
Okay. They can talk to you about what the next steps are. All right. But anything else that you're saying, it's on the record. We're on YouTube. As I stated before, one of your rights is to remain silent.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay. What I am
I'm
just
saying that I'm very upset about this because it makes no sense. He's got off twice now for the same thing and no one's done anything. But I have to go to court because I was driving normally to pick up some underwear from the post office. Do you see where the misconception is?
Yeah. Picking up underwear from the post office. There are some jokes in here that I'm just going to leave alone. You know what? That's it. I'm going to leave them alone. But because Jedi asked for pie hole, I'll put pie hole up just so I don't have to make an underwear from the post office joke. So let's go.
Sir, please. Every time you open your pie hole, you get it worse troubled. So stay the course, will you?
Okay. And Mr. Dalton, I can appreciate that this is a frustrating situation.
I just steal K-bars. That's what I do. Yeah, I don't go to the post office. I just go to his house. Isn't that what you guys do?
You need to have a conversation with the Public Defender's Office. Okay, because it's unfortunately not something that's going to get resolved right now. Talk to a lawyer. Thank you. Attorney Anderson, I am setting the next court date. It will be a pre-trial in front of Judge Washington. It will be June 18th, 2025. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom. As I said, that will be in front of Judge Washington. The court is setting a personal recognizance bond in this matter. So that means basically that you are promising to appear for that next court date. If you fail to appear, a bench warrant may issue for your arrest. Do you have any questions about anything I've just said?
Nope.
Okay.
Rich. That's yeah, that's the joke I could not locate. Good job. I'm really proud of you on that one. I'm proud of you. That was good. All right. There's only about 30 seconds left of this video, so I am gonna let it play out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it. Don't go shopping for underwear at the post office. Don't tell people in Judge Simpson's courtroom that they're liars while you're not allowed to talk to them. Don't do that. And then if you don't make up a story that says you did that either. Both of those are bad. And don't let your dogs loose. Don't let your dogs loose without a leash. Those are the 3 things we learned tonight. So take those with you. I hope you approved of tonight's lessons. We are raiding Lone Wolf tonight. I've got it set up to raid Lone Wolf. So go over there, tell him I said hello. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think I already said that. Thank you for the super chats, the gifted membership, and the membership milestones. You guys are awesome. You guys were generous tonight. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the mods, as always. And that's it. Go hang out with Lone Wolf now. It's Lone Wolf's turn. I will see you tomorrow. Until next time, bye.
Attorney Anderson, do you have anything that you want to add?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Dalton, you are free to sign out of Zoom. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.